Hello, Mr. Wahyu. Welcome to the class.
Hello, Mr. T. How are you?
The audio is always on. I'm fine. Thank you so much. How about you?
I'm good.
Oh, I'm seriously wondering, are you close to the router or something that your connection is so good?
I'm not sure the router. Where there is, I don't know.
Because when the others came in, they need like 30 seconds or sometimes a minute to connect to the audio and it goes like, but
Oh,
you're always
because
on. So,
me, mm, I don't know what happened, but actually, if that, I mean, if you said about the connection, maybe Mr. Agu is the best because he handles anything about the connection.
the connection, yeah. Okay. So, how about you today? How are you feeling?
Um, I don't know how to say because every day is the same for me.
There must be something that excites you.
Oh, no, because today I have a celebration
Ah, congratulations.
for because my mom have a birthday
Mm,
last week. So
mhm.
today I just make some celebration, just get together with the colleague.
Oh, your mother is not in Rembang?
Oh yeah, of course in Rembang, but I just make like celebration in the office
Oh, I see.
with
So,
Miss Jenny and the other
mm,
in everyone in the same building.
all 10 of you?
Oh no, just like
Miss Yenny?
staff in the same building, like Miss Yenny, Mr. Agung, and I don't know the others.
Oh, I
Yes,
see.
maybe only Miss Yenny and Mr. Agung, maybe.
Mm. So, how old is your mom this year?
She was born in 1965, so I don't know. This
Wait,
year,
only in 1960. She's still young.
65, sorry. 1965, 65, yes.
I mean, you are 42, right?
No,
Oh, you're not. I
I was,
you said you are 42 years old at that time.
no.
Hmm.
I born in 1991.
Ah, no wonder. Okay, got it. So I was, what? If you are 42 and your mom
I,
is 5, it
it's
means
impossible.
so I see, got it. She is living in Rembang still.
Yes. With
So,
my father
mm-mm. When was the last time you met her?
last week in her birthday.
Oh, you went back to Rembang last week.
Yes, I was off for my job and just back to my home to celebrate her birthday.
Got it. Because you said last week that you would go to Malang, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, last week, last session, when
Mm-mm.
I joined the class, I was in my home in Rembang.
Oh, I
Yes,
see. Got it. Got it. Okay, so
yes.
there you go. Hmm. Oh, I was sure Miss Hidayah was here earlier, but she went away again. Hmm. So,
So
uh,
may I ask you some about something?
yeah, sure. Go ahead, Mr. Wahid.
How long have you been as a teacher in LIA education? How long?
It's Leah. So it's not an
Yeah.
acronym anymore. It's Leah now. Okay, so in
Oh,
Leah, I've only been a teacher for 2015, so 8 years. But
only in
yeah,
LIA or another educational platform?
previous to that, I was in another institution.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
I thought you are like a teacher in senior high school or university first in the first time. So
no,
no.
no, I'm not.
Oh,
Okay. To be honest, I don't like teaching in a school. So
oh, okay.
mm, besides, my background is not from an English major. So I'm
Oh,
lucky.
that's
I'm lucky Leah is very lenient towards its teacher. So we are recruited and then we were given trainings. But previous to joining Leah, I was already an English teacher. They now
oh,
Miss Isa, what's going on with these people? Okay. Hi, Miss. Let me greet Miss Lisa first, Mr.
okay,
Wahid,
okay,
before she went away. Miss
okay,
Lisa,
please.
are you there? Welcome to the class.
Hello, Mr. T.
So I had Miss Hidayah earlier and then Miss Isa, and both of them went away. So I was like, before you before you go away, I'm going to catch you, Miss Lisa. There you go. You are here. Okay. Oh, I was chatting with Mr. Wahyu about my background academy. So I was not originally an English major. So I was actually from a product design, Mr. Wahyu. So I was a graduate from product design.
Oh, really? So
Really?
fantastic.
So, but I do love English, and I have been an English teacher ever since. But I've only been in LIA for the past 8 years. I was also a graduate from LIA, and that's the re so when I went to high school, I joined LIA as a student, as a learner, until my university days. And I felt um that I wanted to give back to LIA. So then I applied to LIA as a teacher.
That's inspirational
Thank you.
because you are not from English, but now you are a teacher.
Yep.
That's great.
Um, to be honest, to be perfectly honest, I think languages are about practice. So once you get to practice using it every day, it becomes a habit. It becomes a part of you. So there will be no more, what is it in English? What is it in English? How do I say this Indonesian word? So it eventually becomes the way of thinking. So that's why I encourage everyone here, Ms. Lisa, Mr. Wahyu, and everyone else, to please keep talking in English. Like, allocate a time in a day to speak English fully, perhaps an hour or two a day for you to speak English and make it a habit. Hello,
Yeah,
Mr.
I totally
Bagus.
agree.
Miss Wati, welcome to the class.
Hello, Mr.
Thank you,
T.
Miss.
Sling. I'm going to catch them too before they run away. So, Miss Lisa, how about you? Mr. Wahyu celebrated his mother's birthday last week. How about you, Miss Lisa? What did you finally do last week?
Last week we have graduation ceremony,
Mm-mm,
and I'm a part of committee of that
mm-mm. How
event.
was it? How was it going? Did it run
Uh,
smoothly?
it runs smoothly. We have 300 uh
70.
83
Wait, Mr.
83
Agong only said 370 something. So,
no 383 graduate.
oh, 383 graduate. I got it. And how many majors are they from? Were they from? Sorry.
We have 10 major.
Mm-mm.
There are management department, Syariah Economy Department, Accountant Department, and then Technology Technique like Logistic Engineering Department, Engineering Management Department, and Agro-Industrial Department,
Mhm.
Chemistry Engineering Department, Informatic, Design Communication Visual.
But this is what I'm wondering. Why is it only DKV there? Where's the product design?
I don't know. Maybe the founder see that one of the major needed in Gresik is design communication visual.
Mhm.
Maybe Mr. Kamal can tell about why UISI don't have product design in UISI, because he is in UISI earlier than me.
So why is it then, Mr. Oh, I'm calling him Mr. Wahyu. Okay.
I'm not a leader, but
So,
actually I don't know about the reason. Maybe because of UISI born because of Indonesia group. So maybe the I mean in the beginning they thought about 10 major that can support the cement business. Maybe
now this is the
because
weirdest thing. Mhm.
yes,
Yes, go ahead, Mr.
yes,
Wahyu. So sorry to interrupt you.
yeah, because about the product design, SIG or Semen Indonesia Group still have like LPPN or the research and development R&D. So maybe product design like owned by SIG. So they just need 10 majors.
I
But
see.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know the exact reason behind creating 10 major in UISI.
Okay. Thank you for the explanation. Because I'm wondering the closest thing to engineering between all designs. So there are three design majors, right? Interior, communication, visual, and product usually. And the closest one was actually the product design, but it's not there in UISI. So I was wondering why. I don't know. A lot of people don't know actually. Like they go, "Oh, you're from product design, yeah. So what do you design? Chairs? Yes, we do design chairs. Uh, lights? Yes, we do design lights. What else? We also design packaging. Packaging? Isn't that communication visual or the visual? But we design the shape. Okay, what else do you design? Basically everything I said that you can produce, we design. So they go like, I don't understand. So every time I try to explain what a product design is, they go like, I don't understand. There you go. So miscommunication about product design. The unpopular, the most unpopular major in design. Miss Wati, how are you today?
I'm fine, Miss.
You're fine? Hey, Miss Isa, I'm going to catch Miss Isa. Wait, Miss Isa, welcome to the class. What happened? You went in and went out earlier. So
Just prepare to event tomorrow, Miss.
what event that you have tomorrow?
Sidang Senat. We can call apa ya, penyambutan peresmian mahasiswa baru.
Oh, I see. Yeah. There you go. So let's just start. It's been over 15 minutes. So let's just start today's session. Everyone, today we're going to talk about pronunciation. Oh, okay. And theme today, our topic today is about fricative sound. Now, fricative actually comes from the word friction. So when you imagine friction, oh, I'm going to go like this. Okay, can you see my hands? Okay. Do you think there's friction between my hands? No, no frictions. How about this?
Yes.
Which one is more difficult? The one with friction or non-friction?
The one with friction.
The one with friction, because you need more effort to push through, right? The same with some words in English. Now, you need more effort to say the friction, the fricative sound, the voiced fricative sound. I'm going to go to this one first. Okay. So if you see my screen, there are two models of fricatives. There's a voiced one, and then there's an unvoiced one. Now, I need everyone to touch your throat. So please put your hand here. Okay. And then we're going to say the voice together. Them. If you feel this part like moved, then you said it correctly. Them. Okay. Now, let's go to the unvoiced one. Thin. 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 Okay. So you can feel the difference. When you say thin, this one should not move. So the inside of your throat will not have any friction. Thin. But them, you need more effort. There's a friction there. Them. Okay. Now let's go with the second sound. This one, this is the hardest one. No, not the hardest one. One of the hardest ones for Indonesians. The difference between V and F. Okay. We tend to say the same thing. Even P. Okay. P, V, F, the same. But actually, V and F is different. Miss Wati is already trying. Vote. Vote. You can see, you can feel here, it moves. Vote. Like vibrating. Vote. Okay. And then you have face. Face. So light. Hi, Miss Yenny. Welcome to the class. Okay.
Sorry, Miss Tati.
We are learning about fricative today. So fricatives is about making friction with your, what do you call this? Air in your throat, the air in your throat. So we have different sounds for fricatives. We have voiced and unvoiced one. When it's voiced, there should be vibration in your throat. Okay? Ada seperti getaran. Jadi kalau dipegang gini akan terasa getarannya. Vote. Vote. And then you have face. Face. Enteng. It would be like, this is the, if we compare it like ice cream, this one is the gelato one. So fruit ice, something. And this one is the milk one, heavier, denser. Okay. Now we have ZH sound and SH sound. She. Light. Nggak perlu ditekan, enteng aja. She. But then we have vision. Vision. fission. Okay. You can feel the vibration here. Fission. And then we have s. This is very clear. Su. The vibration is very clear. Su. But this one is so. No vibration. So no friction. Okay. I'm going to ask you to pronounce these two pair of fricative sounds. Okay, let's start from Mr. Wahyu, the first one to come. Sorry. Please pronounce them and thin.
Them. Thin.
Thin. Got it. There you go. Them. Clear. Thin. Thank you, Mr. Wahyu. Miss Lisa. This one and this one.
Cold. Face.
Miss Lisa, a little bit, your voice was a bit low. Okay, one more time.
Cold. Face.
Vote face. Thank you, Miss Lisa. The next one will be Miss Wati. This one and this one.
Vision. C.
You still say S. Vision. Vision.
Vision. Vision. She.
It still sound like unvoiced fricative. The vision. Vision.
Vision. Vision.
Visit.
Vision.
Oh, let's go with visit, Miss Wati. Visit.
Where? Visit.
Ah, there. That's the sound that we want. Now vision.
Vision.
Back to unvoiced. Okay, so when you say visit, it's the same Z sound as vision. Okay, visit, vision.
Vision. Vision.
Vision. This is vision, vision. You can
Vision.
okay. There you go.
Vision. She.
Z sound. Okay. Mr. Bagus, let's go with this one.
Zoo. So.
Nice one. So and so. This is the perfect sound to tell the difference between fricative. Okay. Miss Isa, let's go back. Let's go. Let's use this one then. Zoo and so.
Zoo. So.
There you go. Thank you, Miss Isa. Zoo. So, Miss Yenny.
Zoo. So.
Got it. Thank you. Hello, Miss Puput. Welcome to the class.
Hello, Mr. T. Sorry, I'm late.
Yep, it's okay. We're talking about fricative at the moment. Okay, so we have fricative pairs here. Usually, the sound of fricative pairs are close to each other, just like zoo and so. They sound similar. So which one do you think are the fricative pairs in these sentences? Let's go with number one. Which one do you think sounds with voiced and unvoiced fricatives? Anyone? Jing Jing, you're not sure? Okay. So we have fricative sound here between the V and F. Now let me ask, weave, is this voiced or unvoiced? Do you think there's a friction here or no friction for weave?
Friction.
Friction, got it. How about fallen? Is it unvoiced or voiced?
Unvoiced.
Unvoiced. So we go from to f. Okay, to f. We've fallen. We've fallen. We've fallen. Okay, there you go. Now let's listen to the others for until 8. And I need you to decide which one that you think are fricative sounds. Oh, I forgot to share my sound. Conversation for Employee, Book 3, Unit 5, Company Project, Pronunciation, Figure. Listen to the recording. Put a tick in the correct circle. Number 1.
We've fallen behind schedule.
Number 2. We managed to meet the deadline. Number 3. A landslide blocked the main transport road. Number 4.
We could not have the materials delivered there.
Number 5. The last agenda will be on delegated tasks. Number 6. I'm representing Casita Orchard. Number 7.
The second stage is planned to start soon.
Number 8. The information presented today are useful. Okay. So we've fallen. We have 1 fricative pairs. What about number 2? Which one do you think is the fricative pair? We managed to meet the deadline. We managed to meet the deadline. Miss Lisa, I'm so sorry, I cannot hear your voice.
Manage and meet.
Managed and,
Meet.
but there's 2 in the middle.
Oh.
So a pair should be next to each other, like we've fallen. Miss Lisa was
Meet
close.
and
Yes, what is it, Mr. Wahyu? So sorry.
sure, but the and deadline. Deadline.
The deadline, okay. So the and deadline. The deadline. Both are voiced. However, the deadline, you can hear it. You can feel it in your throat. The is the voiced fricative. Deadline is also
Oh,
voiced fricative.
okay. So maybe meet the.
Ah, there you go. We have meet. When you say meet, your throat doesn't even move. Meet. Okay? Meet the. And then the. You need to push through your air sound. Meet the. Meet the. That's a fricative pair. There you go. We have it here. How about number 3? Remember, it should be voiced, unvoiced, or unvoiced, voiced. And they need to be next to each other. You can try. A landslide block the main transport way. Which one? So sorry, Miss Wati. You turned on your audio earlier? Oh no. Okay. So, what do you think is number 3? A landslide. A landslide, by the way, is unvoiced and unvoiced. So they are not fricative pair. When you say it's unvoiced. You cannot feel it move. Landslide, the same, unvoiced. It's not moving, no friction. Landslide block. Yes, go ahead. No, Miss Wati keeps turning her audio, but turning on her audio, but anybody wants to guess?
Transport
Berarti
road.
the main
Transport road for Mr. Bagus, and then Miss Lisa, your guess?
the main
The main. Both are voiced for the main. The main. Both are voiced. We are going to find voiced and unvoiced or unvoiced and voiced. Jadi yang pairs, satu harus berbunyi, fricative, one is unvoiced. If both are voiced, they are not fricative pairs. Or both are unvoiced, they are not fricative pairs. Let's go to Mr. Bagus. Main transport, right, Mr. Bagus? Let's try. Main transport. Main transport. Both are unvoiced, Mr. Bagus. So sorry. Main transport. Main transport. When you say main, terasa sekali nggak ada getaran di sini. Main, no friction. Transport, the same, no friction. Transport.
If transport route is
Transport road. Okay, I'll take that. Oh, so sorry, Mr. We're taking the port one. The trans is unvoiced. Trans. But then you have port. It's fricative, voiced. Port. Road. The same. Voiced and voiced. So not a pair. Transport. Road. Mr. Wahyu turned on his audio, but he turned it off again.
Because we only have one remaining answer.
Which
Blocked
one?
and the.
Blocked and there you go. Let's try. So everyone, please touch your throat and let's say blocked the. When you say blocked, it's not, there's no friction here in your throat. Blocked. Enteng aja. Blocked. Walaupun ada huruf D-nya, it's still blocked. But then you have to say the. It feels moving here. The. So blocked the. That's the fricative pair. Thank you, Mr. Wahyu. There. Okay. I hope you are more familiar to how to finding fricative pairs in number 4. Let's try. How about number 4? We could not have the materials delivered there. We could not have the materials delivered there. Let's check one by one. We, is that voiced or unvoiced?
unvoiced.
Unvoiced. Thank you, Mr. Bagus. Good. Is that voiced or unvoiced?
Voice.
Voice.
Good.
Good. Or unvoiced.
Unvoiced.
Unvoiced as well. So you don't have to stress your what, why do I forget the term? Is it air tube? Air. So you don't have to stress it. You don't have to make a friction. We could. Okay. They are not the pairs we're looking for. How about could and not? Could, not. The end of could, is it voiced or unvoiced? Could.
Unvoiced.
Unvoiced. Not.
Unvoiced.
Still unvoiced. We could not have. We could not have. Have is certainly unvoiced. We could not have. You don't have to have. It's too much when you say have. Okay, have. It's so light. Have. The. Earlier we already talked about the. It's the voiced one. So
Have the.
Have and the.
have and the. Okay, we could not have the. Have the. Are there any more else?
Yes.
Which one?
Deliver and there.
Delivered there. Sec. Delivered. Delivered. You don't feel it move. And then
Delivered.
there. You have to make a friction to it. There. Okay, so it's not there. There. It's a different sound. It's not there, but there. There you go. Number 5, the last agenda will be on delegated tasks. So which one do you think has voiced and unvoiced, or a combination of unvoiced and voiced? The voiced, last, the last, the last agenda, last agenda, agenda will be beyond delegated task, delegated task. So which one is it? So sorry, was that you, Miss Lisa?
The last.
Pardon, one more time. Your voice is still low, so sorry.
The last.
The last, okay. The, that's voiced and unvoiced, or unvoiced and voiced, Miss Lisa?
Voice, unvoiced.
Voice, wait. You said voice, unvoiced. Stress, make the friction, Miss Lisa. Voiced and unvoiced. So not voice.
Voice, unvoiced.
There you go. Okay. Again, there's a friction for voiced. There's no friction for voice. The last agenda will be on, there's one more actually. The last. Another one? The second one is delegated task. Delegated. So delegated is voiced, and then we have tasks, unvoiced. Delegated, you have to stress, delegated task, okay, unvoiced. Number 6 is easy. Which one do you think is the pair?
Yes, zeta.
Casita, okay. The first one is S, the second one is Z. Casita. Casita. Cas, no z, no friction. And then zeta, casita. There you go. How about number 7? The second stage is planned to start soon. The second. Okay. Mr. Bagus is turning on audio. That's right, Mr. Bagus. Which one?
Second stage.
Second stage. Oh, sorry, both are unvoiced.
Oh,
Second
sorry.
stage. No, don't be sorry. You're
If-
trying. That's better than
Start soon.
start soon. Still unvoiced and unvoiced.
Miss, how about planet 2?
Let's try. Plan to. There you go. The
Planet
way to ask Miss Wati. Is it voiced, unvoiced, or unvoiced and voiced?
Honestly, I don't know.
Which one is voiced? Is it plan or to?
Plan.
Misalkan yang
Plan.
carian kan
Plan
bahasa bongkar.
is actually
Yes,
unvoiced.
Ada begitu bahasa
Plan
Plan.
to is the voiced.
And no, I think it's the opposite.
But actually, to is the voiced one. To.
Ah,
To.
oh,
You can feel it vibrate here. To. And
and me, it's still
don't worry, Miss Wati. Is this
same.
this is advanced, so it's not your fault that you have difficulties to find it. Even college students who actually learn English as their major sometimes have difficulties to identify this. Okay, so don't worry. This is actually very advanced, so you are not stupid or something. No, it's not. It's not because you don't understand. It is difficult. Okay, so it is difficult. Okay, so there you go. Miss Wati has identified the fricative pairs, plant and to. To. You can feel it. To. It's moving here. To. Okay. The next one, the last one, the information presented today are useful. The information presented today are useful.
How about the present day?
Presented today. Got it. Which one is that? Is it U and V or V and U? Then the answer is what instead of
VMU.
V. Sorry, Mr. Wahyu. V and U. Did you say V and U, Mr. Wahyu?
Yes.
Yes, V and U. Got it. Because today, this is the difference. Both are TO, but this one is to. But this one is light, today. Today. So not today. That's a common mistake for Indonesian. They usually say today. Okay. But it's actually not to, but today. Light. Enteng aja bagian tunya. Okay, jadi jangan ditekan, jangan dibuat fricative voiced, but it's unvoiced. Justru bagian tunya adalah unvoiced. Presented. Presentednya voiced. Presented today. Presented today. Okay. Walaupun tulisannya sama, TO, but it has a different sound here. Planned to. And then this one, presented today. It's not stressed. It's not, there's no friction here. Jangan ditekan. Okay, today. There you go. Oh, Miss Puput is still saying presented to. Don't stress that out. It's that makes the difference. Di situ justru perbedaannya. Kalau kita stress, dia akan jadi fricative voiced, and it's actually, it sounds weird to native speakers. Okay, so don't stress it. Presented today. Today. Enteng aja. Today. Okay. So don't stress your today. Presented today. There you go. That's a fricative sound. So far, I know it's difficult. I know it's confusing. Just like confusing. When you say confusing, you are actually using fricative voiced. Confusing. Okay, it's not confusing. When you're saying confusing, it's unvoiced. But the correct one is z sound. Okay, fricative, voiced. There you go. Do you have any questions about fricative pairs so far?
I ask something.
Go ahead, Mr. Wahyu.
Yeah, is there any sign to understand which pair we should identify as fricative pairs?
The only thing that you, this is in real life, of course, we don't actually identify fricative pairs. Oh, they are identical fricative pairs. We don't actually, but this is to broaden your horizon as to how to pronounce things correctly. Okay, so you need to know that some words some words move your throat more than others because they make friction. Okay, so there's no sign whatsoever to identify, oh, this one is fricative, this one, unless you try it and you really pronounce it correctly. So presented today. There you go. I hope that helps, Mr. Wahyu. I'm so sorry.
But so sorry, one more thing.
Hmm.
So, for example, can we just like memorize which word fricative or this word is unfricative or something like that or not? For example, like voice, always fricative. Or in some condition, voice can be unfricative. Unvoiced, unvoiced.
Well, there is a sure thing. So when you say the A, B, C, the alphabet, you can tell the difference between a fricative or, voiced fricative and unvoiced fricative. However, of course, when it comes to words, they probably have different pronunciation. So like V and F, it's easy to say which one is unvoiced and voiced. The same as S and Z, okay? And they don't usually change in a sentence. Well, S changes so much in a sentence sometimes. We have S, ash, and then Z. So.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem, my pleasure. Okay, so you really need to try it on to feel it. If you're not sure whether that's a fricative voiced or unvoiced, you can always check. Nowadays we have Google. It's in your hand with your phone. So you just check, oh, pronunciation. Oh, okay. So it's not S, but it's actually Z. I'm going to try and do this one. This is actually, yeah, I'm back to not able to write. Hang on. Let me go to Google Translate. It's it's so difficult to. Okay. So if you see the sentence, usually we will say he's an engineer, right? But here, this is actually a voiced fricative. So instead of saying he is, it's the z sound instead of is. He is an engineer. Is an engineer. Of course, in real life, it's not that clear, and you can get by saying he is an engineer, no problem. But if you want to improve your pronunciation, you can always say he is an engineer. There's a fricative voice sound there. He is an engineer. Okay, let's go to our. Oh, do you have any more questions? I forgot to offer them. Do you have any more questions? Feel free. If you are still unsure, confused, and so on about this. Not at the moment. Okay. Let's go to our case study. Unfortunately, we don't have time to do a real study today, but we're just going to read this. So I hope you apply those fricative sounds in our reading today. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 people, and we have 7 tips later. But I still need 2, 3 people to read the brown, blue, and then the first part. So volunteers? Oh, Mr. Priya is here. No, Mr. Priya is here, but Miss Isa. Oh, okay. We have more. I didn't check. Hello, Mr. Agung, Mr. Priya. Welcome to the class. Oh, perfect. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 people. Miss Isa, please read the brown. Miss Yenny, the blue. Mr. Agung, please read 7 until planning later. Okay. Mr. Priya, please read number 1. Mr. Wahyu, number 2. Miss Puput, number 3. Mr. Bagus, number 4. Miss Wati, number 5. Miss Lisa, number 6. We need 1 more. Mr. Agung will read the last one again because he had it so short. Okay. Go on then. Miss. No, Miss Isa is out. Miss Isa. She's the first person to read and okay, she's back. Miss Isa, can you hear me?
Yes, Miss, I can hear your voice.
Go on, please read the brown part.
Okay. Kevin Smith had embarked on developing a new marketing project. He started by explaining his plan and budget to his manager. After he got the approval, he created a team of 6 people and distributed tasks among them. The team had weekly updates as the project went on. He also created backup plans in case something went wrong. His project went well, and the company decided to adopt the result.
Thank you, Miss Isa. The next one was Miss Yenny, the blue part.
Ronald Thompson wanted to the project on his support. He explained his plan to his manager and got an approval. He asked for help from a colleague. They planned for monthly updated. On the 6th month, there had not been much improvement on the project, and he ran out of project. After his manager had a talk with him, he decided to drop the project.
Thank you. Mr. Agung, 7 until planning.
Hello, Miss. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, very clear, Mr. Agung.
Okay. Thank you. 7 steps to successful project planning. The secret to effective project planning and management is staying organized, and communicating well with your team and stakeholders. There are 7 keys to successful project planning.
Thank you. I think it was number 1.
Me, Miss.
Okay, go on, Mr. Priya.
First, think of your plan as a roadmap for stakeholders. Set clearly defined goals that shouldn't change. State the name of all stakeholders, the project manager, the customer, and the team. Talk to them to make sure you really understand their wants, needs, and abilities.
Thank you. The next one.
Second, break the project into a list of tasks. Develop a list of all tasks. This list breaks down the larger project into smaller tasks to be assigned to specific team members. Include deadlines for each deliverable or task. Document the approval process for each deliverable or task.
Okay, thank you. The next one.
Third, talk to your team. Identify by name all individuals and or organizations involved in each deliverable or task. Describe their responsibilities in details. Hold a kick-off meeting to talk to your team about your intended plan. Ask them to help you think about the best way to get the work done.
Thank you, Ms. Cooper.
Fourth, identify risks. Determine and anticipate the risks involved in your project. Risk factors can also have some influence on how you budget.
Thank you, Mr. Bagus.
5. Create a budget. Attach information about the project cost and estimated budget to your list of milestones and deliverables. Identify the exact money to spend.
Thank you, Ms. Wati.
6. Add indicators. Use your list to tasks as a framework for adding milestones and tasks to be completed. Establish reasonable deadlines that considers project team members' productivity, availability, and efficiency.
Thank you, Ms. Lisa. Back to Mr. Agung.
7. Set progress reporting guidelines. This can be monthly, weekly, or daily reports. Make a weekly or monthly communication plan framework to guide your reports. Then set up a collaborative workspace to monitor the progress.
Thank you, Mr. Agung. There you go. Okay, we have several words here that we need to improve with our pronunciation. The first one is this. When you say this, the G is actually unvoiced or silent. So also the U is silent. And then the H is silent. See how excessive English is compared to Indonesian. So you actually have to say thought, as simple as that. Thought. Thought. The thought. So it's not though. There's no g sound. There's no H sound either. Not though, but thought. Thought. Okay. And as we have already discussed in previous sessions, not only one, but several sessions. When there's a TED at the end, you need to say it clearly. So started, distributed, what else is here? Started, distributed, created. There you go. So everything is with clear TED. Started, distributed, created. This one, however, is not a clear ED. So you don't say explain it, but explained, explained. Okay. The E is not read. So you don't say explain it, but explain. And then end it with the D sound. Explained, explained. Got it. There you go. So it's like explain and then burst. Explain, explained. Okay. And then this one, this is not college, it's colleague, colleague, from a colleague. The G stops, colleague. Different sounds with college. This one is colleague. It stops. Now this one, can I ask how to say this word?
Customer.
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 Got it. Mr. Priya and Mr. Wahyu said it right. Customer. Some Indonesians, especially the ones in online shop, I've had so many online shoppers say customer, Where's the where's the tamer? It's not customer, but So customer, not customer. Okay. So many online shoppers said customer. Okay, customer. And then this one. We have talked about stressing different parts of words when it's the verbs and when it's the noun. Okay. The noun of this word is development, right? Development. We stress the second part, development. But this is the verb, so we stress the first part. How do we say it if we stress the first part? Miss Lisa, let's go. You are trying.
Develop.
Develop. Almost. Development. Development. But this one is even okay.
Develop.
Develop. Develop. Develop. Okay. Develop. D. You need to stress the D part instead of the V part. Develop. 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 Develop a list of all tasks. There you go. This one is the same as explained. So you don't really say involve it, but you need to cut the E. Involved. Involved. Remember, it's a fricative voice. So it's not involved, involved. V sound. Involved. There should be vibration in your throat. Involved. Now this one, I need you to check Google and say the pronunciation yourself. Because if you don't check Google, you will forget it just from what I say. We have talked about this earlier, actually, in the previous session, but you still forget. Let's try. When you find the correct pronunciation, please turn on your audio and say it.
Determine.
Miss Lisa, go ahead one more time.
Determine.
Determine, got it. So determine, determine, okay. Determine. The noun is determination. determination. Again, it stressed the third part, determination, determination. But this is a verb, so you stress the first part. Determine. This one also, please find it on Google. Go on, Miss Wati, turn on your audio. You are trying.
Identify.
One more.
Identify.
Identify. There you go. So instead of identify. Identify. Okay. The last one, this one, I know it is correct. Mr. Agung said it correctly. However, you need to flatten your O a little bit. So whenever you say work instead of war, round O, we say it with work, framework. So framework, it's the native speaker way to say the word. The same as word, we don't say war, but it's actually word, work, word, work. Okay. Mm-hmm. Indonesian, or do we have that O that sounds like in Indonesian? I don't think so. Potong, o. It's all O. But in English, we have a sound for O. So framework, framework. Okay. Don't make your lips circular, but make it flat. Framework. There you go. Now, 7 steps to successful project planning. All of you have mentioned about having a project in our second session. Now, which one that you actually applied in your project planning? I'm going to talk with 5 people at least. So think about it. Which one that you have applied and which one that you want to apply to your next project? A. Because I just talked to Miss Lisa about the graduation, the graduation project. Let's talk to Miss Lisa first. Miss Lisa, did you apply any of these tips in your project?
Yes, some of it.
So sorry.
Yes, Miss, some of it I apply it in my team.
Which ones are they?
We use the second, break the project into a list of tasks, and then the third, talk to your team, and then create a budget. Number 5, create a budget, and number 7, set progress reporting guideline.
I see. So how about number 1, 4, and 6? Do you have any plans, or do you think they can be applied to your next project, or they can just be brushed away?
Maybe in another project we can apply number 1 and the other, but for graduation ceremony, because it is annual event, so we don't need to think number 1, think of your plan as a roadmap for stakeholder.
Got it. Okay.
So we just need number 2 and the other.
Thank you. There you go. Thank you, Miss Lisa. Now we go to the after graduation. Now we are going to have the enrollment project. Miss Isa, you talked about having that project earlier. Was it Miss Lisa or?
This event same with graduation event, it's even active routine. Uh, one,
Do you also break the project into list of tasks?
in first break the project in the list of the tasks and talk to your team, and then create a budget and set progress report deadlines. It's same with graduation event.
Event. Miss Isa.
Event.
Event.
Sorry.
Event.
Event.
There.
Event.
Okay. So, aren't there any risks to the project?
No. No. It's same, Miss.
The same. I mean, when you
Yes.
hold the orientation program, like, don't you have to prepare for the health unit, the ambulance, and so on? No.
No. What makes the different and graduation to this event to new student in
Enrollment
event.
project, right?
Okay.
So usually because they are new students, they find difficulties to adapt to things in the campus. So I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm not sure it's because I this my first event
It's a event.
Event. Why? Event.
Okay, there you go. Event. Okay, this is your first event. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, I hope you also identify the risks. So if there's something wrong happening, you already have the plan to deal with it. So there you go, Miss Lisa, Miss Isa. Now let's go to Mr. Wahyu. Mr. Wahyu, you also have a project, personal project to finish your manuscript. So which steps do you actually do for that?
I always like to think of my plan as a roadmap for stakeholders. Yeah, now maybe just do the first step because I need to create a roadmap for my research.
Do you also break the project into lists? Like this month, I'm going to finish chapter 1 until 3 and then so on.
Perhaps I hope that the second steps I can finish because making or creating a roadmap is so tough for me.
Okay. So do you set progress, then the number 7? Do you do that for your personal project?
Oh yeah, yes, of course, because I have like a report at the end of my project. So yes, sure. Maybe the first and the last steps I need to do.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Wahyu. Mr. Priyo, you
pleasure.
also have an interesting project.
Yes, maybe the project is still same like the last time, to going from school to another school, miss. So maybe the first step that I can do is break the project into a list of tasks, and then talk to your team, identify risks, and add indicators.
What are the risks anyway?
The risks, I think it's because we going to another city, maybe the risk is on the way. We don't hope like we hope that there's accident, but no, I mean like just to maybe the risk is the accident or just our safety. And then when we in the event area, maybe there's a lot of risks, like the committee it doesn't permit with the yes, maybe permit with the what maybe not permit with the penyelenggara, miss. I mean, sometimes there are a lot of probabilities like that. So yes, the risk like that.
Okay, there you go. So I would also put the risk of the students not listening to your presentation or something.
Yes, it's also
They ignored you completely and just go, oh,
yes, yes, yes. If we always talk too much in presentation, maybe they feel poor, and then yes, our material is not into their brain.
Okay. So thank you for sharing that, Mr. Rio. Uh, the last one. Okay. We don't have much time for. So I'm going to continue to the next part. Okay. So, should we only have 10 more minutes, but okay. So, what other tips can you offer concerning problem solving ability in the companies? So we're just going to talk about number 4. Do you have any other tips that you think can improve a company project?
Evaluation.
Pardon?
Maybe we need it. Evaluation. Yes, sometimes we forget about evaluate our project to improve the performance in the next or in the further project.
Got it. There you go. So probably reflection is in that, Mr. Wahyu?
Yeah, something like that.
So after the end of the event, you have a reflection, what went wrong, what went well, and so we can improve it later. Feed forward. Anything else? Probably. Okay, if you don't have any more tips for a successful company project, how about sharing what you have, not what you have, sharing what you feel about this project that we are having, the training project. So I'm going to ask all of you to reflect, as Mr. Wahyu said, to reflect on our journey for the past 3 months. Please be honest with yourself. What do you think is difficult to follow? What do you think is improving your English? And what do you think can be better? There are 3 things. So one is what improved your English. And then the second one, dang, I forgot about what I said. So sorry. Things that you think improved your English. Okay. Things that you find difficult. And things that you think can be better. I don't know, probably you will say, it's difficult to allocate time because I'm so busy. So to have 1.5 hour every Tuesday and Thursday is rather difficult. Probably, I don't.
I think in the first phase, the first month or the second month, we learning this season like fun. when when the third when apa sih, jalannya waktu
Along the time.
because yes along the time because we have a lot of event, right?
Event.
Event. I'm sorry, event.
Event.
A lot of event.
Uh,
Event.
event.
Event. Lot of we
Events. A lot of us.
a lot of us is apa sih? Komite for the event. Event. I'm sorry, event.
Event.
Yes. Yes, it's the first one. And the second is I don't know, like the last month, this month we feel very me I feel very boring.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. So I want to quit, but it's almost finished. So apa eman.
Okay. So thank you for that honest talk, Miss Wati. I do understand that I put more pressure in this third month. This is how I do it, because at the beginning we just got to know each other, and I thought that we need to go lightly. And then as I can see that you have progressed more and more, I expected more from you. That's why you probably feel the pressure more. I'm so sorry if it makes the class more tense and a bit boring. So sorry, Miss Wati. Okay. So that's an honest review from Miss Wati. Others? Feel free, no problem.
May I say something?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Wahyu.
So, can I review about our activity from the beginning to here? So actually, I enjoy this session. Yes, maybe we have like many activities outside, but really the motivation I joined this class or this section is because I need to, how to say that, make the English alive in my mind. Because as I said to Ms. Kathy, I back home in the February, and maybe almost 6 year like I push myself to speak in English. So I don't want to cut my activities, my habit, and then so I joined this session. So actually I enjoy it. Although I also have many activities outside this session. I have to say thank you very much to Mr. T and Leah. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wahyu. As I mentioned earlier in the beginning of the session, there were only Miss Lisa, Miss Wahyu, Mr. Wahyu, and Mr. Bagus and Miss Puput, I think, or Miss Wati. So let this be a habit for you. Practicing English cannot be done in just like a week, twice a week, once a week. You need to make it a habit. You need to ingrain it in your daily life. So if you can, please continue speaking English like 1 hour a day. Miss Puput, Miss Wati, Mr. Bagus, you are lucky. You are working in the same room and you are close to each other. So try speaking English like an hour a day. So okay, let's start from 10 o'clock until 11 o'clock or until lunchtime. we're just going to speak English every day. Okay, sure. So make it a habit. Because if it's not habitual, if it's only, ya kalau ada kesempatan aja deh berbahasa Inggris, it won't be a part of you. You will find it difficult to speak English. Kok perasaan aku udah belajar bahasa Inggris dari SD segini-gini aja ya, kenapa? Why? Because it's not a part of you. Masih menganggap itu adalah sesuatu yang asing. Oke, jadikan itu bagian dari diri kita, supaya kita juga lebih berpikir dalam, oh, I don't have to translate Indonesian words, but I do speak in English because I think in English. Jadi kadang-kadang kalau kita masih berusaha menerjemahkan semua yang ingin kita katakan, akan lebih sulit keluarnya. But when we try to think in English, make it a habit, it's easier for you to speak English. I think in the level of understanding.
Actually,
Yes, Miss Wati, go ahead. Actually,
Miss, before I, Miss Thea and Mr. Bagus join this session, in Wira building, we have a day names English Day every Wednesday.
don't make it only one day, Miss Wati. Make it every day of the week. So not just every Wednesday, but every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you have more time to practice. Take weekend as your day off. Okay, days off. Sabtu Minggu, okay lah, nggak usah berbahasa Inggris. Monday until Friday, at least an hour a day. Minimal 1 jam aja sehari. Intense. So don't think too much about it. Jangan terus just let it flow. What you want to gosip pun pakai bahasa Inggris bisa loh. Miss Sea, do you know that Mr. Bagus just talked to me earlier? About what? Okay, so he said that there's a new it's to practice English. It's totally fine, okay? Whatever suits you, use the English.
Miss Tati, can I say?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Priya.
For your information, honestly, every night when I was doing activities, I always to join in international spaces on Twitter, or now is X apps, and also join a Telegram, International English Club. We always talking each other from another country, but the challenges that I get is how I try to understand what the people from another country says, because we have a different accent, like from Europe, from India, and from Thailand. They have ciri khas, the identity of their words. So sometimes I feel so very difficult to understand with what you're saying. So maybe you can give me a tips to understand them.
Yep. So Mr. Priya is right. English is not only a native speaker's language nowadays. English is the world language. So many people from so many countries have different accents, and they are perfectly fine. Even you have your accent. I have my accent. No problem. The thing is how we can understand each other. Okay, so when you find somebody with an accent, for example, an Indian speaking with a thick accent, don't judge that person and say, oh, bahasa Inggrisnya elek, gak mau, aku males ngomong karo dia. So, he or she probably has an accent, but what he or she says is probably better than what we can say in English. So try to understand that person. I know it's difficult sometimes, Mr. Priyo, to be honest. Whenever my Pakistani friends send a voice note, and I hate it when she sends a voice note because I have to repeat it like twice each time. Her accent is so thick, but I try to understand from the context. So instead of understanding details of what she said, I try to understand the context of what she is saying. Okay, so that's probably a tip for you, Mr. Brio. If you can, what is this person talking about? Probably some words, some details can be dismissed, but at least you get the gist of the person's conversation. Okay, so that's what I do with my Pakistani friend because she speaks in very thick accent, so and very fast. So it's not going to work for everybody, but luckily it's a voice note, so I can repeat. Probably if I have to face her in real life, I have to ask her to, excuse me, can you repeat that, please? I have to ask that over and over. So, Mr. Priya, by the way, that's a nice way to improve your English. Keep on doing that.
Yes, thank you, Mr. T.
So this is the end of our session, the end of our short course also. Next week, because this Thursday is a holiday, so next week you're going to have your final test. The first final test is the written test, the same as the mid-semester test, midterm test, so sorry. And then the second one is an oral test. In oral test, you are going to enter Zoom 2x2 or 3 if there are, I hope everybody can attend at the same time. So you will enter the Zoom 2x2 and you will be asked to do a conversation using prompts as what we have practiced in Unit 4. Okay, there you go. Do you have any questions about the final tests?
So we have tests on 3rd October and 5th October, Miss.
The 5th of October, yes.
The 5th. Okay.
The test in Unit 1 until Unit 5, or we can start middle unit?
All Miss, unfortunately. All units.
All units.
Oh.
And oral presentation, oral test, we can use the temanya tuh unit 2.
No, the proctor will choose the prompts. So the proctors, maybe it's not going to be me, but another proctor. The proctor will have several prompts to use. Jadi ada several situations according to unit 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and he or she gets to choose which one that he or she will use for the pair. Tergantung proctornya juga. But if you are, like I said, if you make English as a habit, you already have the prompts with you. You can just improvise the prompts. Tinggal improvisasi. Kan sudah ada petunjuknya. Tinggal improvisasi. Any other questions? The first thing that you need to remember, stay calm. Jangan panik duluan. Kadang-kadang udah ini semuanya. This is the, I also said this to the young learners. Even young learners have oral tests. And young learners actually have their oral test 1 by 1. Jadi kalau yang level SD itu justru masuknya 1 per 1. So they are not creating conversation, but they will be asked by the proctor. Mereka hanya tanya jawab dengan proctor. So even they have the same problem, like begitu masuk udah panik duluan, udah hello mister, hi, are you fine? So usually udah grogi, mukanya udah tegang. Relax, it's just another, don't take it as an oral test, it's just another session of speaking, of conversation. Okay, there you go. If you don't have any more questions, thank you so much for joining this whole trip with me for the past 3 months. Thank you so much for attending this session. I hope you keep improving your English. Goodbye, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you.